Audi A3 hatchback 2003-2013. Why wouldn't you want an Audi A3? It's no surprise that the car that started the premium hatchback trend is a popular choice. After all, it combines the compact dimensions and family-friendly spice of the Volkswagen Golf, upon which it's based, with the quality feel and upmarket image of larger Audis. On the face of it, that's an exciting combination. However, the A3 is not without its problems. The desirability means resale values are high, and that in turn makes it a very expensive used purchase, or one for which you'd have to sacrifice more in terms of equipment, age or mileage, than you would with other used family cars like the Golf, Ford Focus or Vauxhall Astra. Is it worth it? Well, the A3 certainly looks the part, both inside and out. Neat styling details and the smart, high-quality interior mean it easily ticks the premium box. You can choose between the sporty-looking 3-door model or the practical 5-door Sportback. And there's a huge range of engines on offer, from the basic 1.6-liter, which is a little gutless but efficient and mechanically simple, through a selection of petrol and diesel models, right up to the enormously powerful 2.5-liter turbo in the 4-wheel drive RS3 hot hatch. On the road, however, the A3 is less impressive. S-Line models, which have sporty looks with big wheels and lowered suspension, suffer from a harsh ride as a result, but even the SE and Sport versions have firmer suspension than rivals. This sadly doesn't translate to a more interesting driving experience, though, because the steering is both overly tight and lacking in feel. Even the more performance-oriented versions, the S3 and RS3, are strangely uninvolving. The A3 is therefore beaten in terms of driver appeal by the Ford Focus, in terms of comfort by the Vauxhall Astra, and for an all-rounder, the Volkswagen Golf looks like a better bet. It's nicer to drive and feels almost as upmarket, yet costs less. Nevertheless, for all its flaws, the A3 does offer you more space than a BMW 1 Series, and it's better a car than a comparable Mercedes-Benz A-Class. So if you want a small car with a premium feel that's got plenty of room for the family, it's still worth a look. If you're looking at an automatic Audi A3, check it changes gears smoothly and doesn't feel jerky when you pull away. The car's automatic gearboxes are known to have problems, and the jerky drives signify that an expensive repair bill could be just around the corner. If you're driving a car with a 6-speed manual gearbox, check the change between first and second gears isn't too stiff. If it is, it could be down to a gearbox synchro mesh fault that isn't cheap to repair. Check that the air conditioning works too. Aircon compressors have been known to fail, and when they do so, they can be very expensive to replace. Other than that, conduct the usual checks you would with any used car. Make sure there are no signs of poorly repaired damage, check there isn't any excessive smoke coming from the exhaust, listen out for knocks and clunks from the suspension as you're driving along, and avoid any cars with rattles and tapping sounds coming from the engine. To date, there have been 6 recalls affecting this generation of A3. The most serious of these affected some cars built between December 2003 and June 2005 and involved checking and possibly replacing the flywheel, which could shatter. Also keep in mind that there is ongoing remedial work to resolve problems caused by the Volkswagen diesel emissions scandal, which could affect some 2-liter diesel-powered A3s. So it's worth making sure you're satisfied with the situation as it stands before committing to a purchase. 2-liter diesel engines can suffer from catastrophic engine failures caused by wear to a sprocket on the oil pump. This tends to happen without warning, so, as a precaution, some specialists advise replacing the oil pump with a new item or machining the oil pump sprocket to reduce the effects of the wear. Diesel-powered A3s are also prone to failure of the dual-mass flywheel, another expensive fix which requires a replacement clutch at the same time. No, Audi has finished very low in many recent reliability surveys, which doesn't bode well. What's more, the What Car Reliability Index reports a relatively high incidence of faults with this generation A3 compared with rivals. Even the Volkswagen Golf, with which the A3 has many parts in common, looks more dependable, while cars such as Honda Civic and Toyota Auris streets ahead of the Audi. The Audi A3's most common faults seem to affect diesel-powered cars more, so unless you really need to save money on fuel because you do lots of miles, we'd suggest sticking with the petrol model instead. If you can afford to stretch to a later turbocharged model, do so, as they are great to drive, although avoid the early turbocharged 1.4-liter engine, badged TSI, because it too has a reputation of poor reliability. When it comes to trim levels, go for an SE or Sport model. The S-Line might look good, but its bone-shattering ride quality takes an awful lot of getting used to, and you don't gain anything other than sportier looks in terms of standard specification. Our favorite Audi A3 1.4 TFSI SE Sportback manual. Well, if you are the owner of this car, then please describe the problem that you had to face during the operation of the car. Perhaps it is your feedback that will help viewers when choosing a car. That's it for today. Thanks everyone for attention. It isn't much work for you to subscribe to the channel. See you soon.